Same route, hugging the island chain on the inner barrier, and yeah.
So at the end of the first night, you guys don't find anything. Seems like a typical night, and it's only visible to anyone that's in the officers' quarters. So I think it would basically just be Kamakiri. But Alaris starts like shaking and sweating, and his oracle visions begin coming from his otherworldly patron or patrons, whoever is cursing him with this affliction of magic. And he has a dream of himself like standing alone on the deck of a ship, looking
Oh,
out over the ocean, and he sees like this vessel coming out of the mist, and there's like crewed by these huge hulkish men and like a dozen spellcasters on it, all wielding like fire in their hands, and they're sliding right past you. And as it goes past, you see the name of the ship on the back plate is the Wormwood.
oh yeah.
And you're having one of your prophetic dreams, and you like start shaking, and you shake yourself awake. You
Oh,
know that you've been sent a vision, a true vision of the future from your patron.
hey Arthur.
Wormwood is hunting us.
Yo Arthur. I
Yep.
was talking earlier. You couldn't hear me. I was suggesting that we wait a week at Tide Rock before we head out.
Okay. I don't know if you guys want to do that.
Just
Yeah, we had
because.
originally said we were going to lay low a week.
Okay, so you're laying low a week back there.
Yeah, just to make sure no one shows up and do bad things to it. Like,
Right.
Well, but was that the week before I had the vision or week after I had the vision?
So you have the vision the next night, no matter what happens.
Okay. All right.
So I share that with everybody, and we need to be prepared because if the Wormwood comes upon us, I think they will utterly destroy us.
well, technically they only want one of us as I look towards Scourge.
I don't think they're going to be choosy. Anybody associated with this is liable to be.
No, we just need Scourge
The
to disappear.
storyline demands it, right?
Yep.
You have to have someone as the foil.
All right.
So yeah, you wait a week. Not much happens. You spend a day sailing.
Okay.
You come across right as dawn is coming up the next morning. A young woman in a rowboat, and the rowboat's got like a little tattered sail on it. It looks like she's taken some very fancy dresses and sewn them into the rips in the sail. She looks absolutely terrible. So like her eyes are puffy. She looks like she's been crying constantly. She hasn't had a bath in at least a month, and she has very few stores in her boat. But she does display a prominent holy symbol of Besmara, and she's waving your ship down as you pass by her.
Should I go get her?
Okay. Let's first off, let's check her for magic and see what her, if she is actually what she looks like, and then we'll pull up. We'll slow down so we can pull up on side her.
So, does someone have detect magic?
Yes, I have detect magic.
I do too.
Okay. You detect her for magic. She does not appear to be emanating any.
Okay.
Although, again, she has a holy symbol and obvious clerical vestments of Besmara.
All right. Aces, if you would.
I turn to a board. Well, first I can't hollow myself, and I turn to bird form,
Okay.
and I land next to her, and I kind of do that little shrug, like get on.
No, she like starts sweating and she's like, "Go away, go away.
She kind of.
You can bring your crew over here."
I turn into human form, and I kind of look at her for reals, player.
She's like, "What is this player you speak of? Now, listen here. I've nearly slept in 3 days. I just got through the storm. You know how hard it is to travel the open ocean in a fricking rowboat. I'm so tired of this shit.
You're
Do
gonna
you know
be.
which way Motaku Island is? I'm trying to get to Kent."
I do a knowledge geography.
Sure.
Geography. Okay. 17.
Okay, so you know in general it's definitely northwest of here, even if you can't give her exact direction.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, bother. The storm seems to have swept me days south of where I wanted to be. I hate this confounded weather. Well, If any of you require blessings of Besmara up there, I'd be willing to exchange my holy sermon services for some food or shelter. But I'm afraid I can't leave the rowboat. You'll have to come over here.
What?
Okay.
Desmond.
That
I
is.
shout to the crew. This is what she wants for food.
All right. We'll pull up and tie the boat to us and try to figure out why in the world can she not leave the rowboat, or can she tell
She
us?
says, well, if you'd like to come down here into the rowboat, I can explain it to you.
Sense motive?
I can hear you fine from here.
So she also is like, if you have
Nope.
any women's clothing, I will also accept those in exchange for my servant services.
Why, I'm talking to the officers, why are we reluctant to providing her provisions? Why not just give her the food and water and clothing as she seeks and come down and speak with her?
Because things aren't always what they seem.
I have learned to be suspicious.
Well, I make my way down and introduce myself. Hello, my name is Alaris, and I'm a new crew member here, but I'm interested to hear what you have to say. For any tales I may learn some and discover some lore that may otherwise have been forgotten.
She said, well, that sounds like a mouthful. You would fit in right at home at court. My name is Robin, that's with 2 Y's. I am the first daughter of a prominent Taldan nobleman, let's just say that. And you can see that she does indeed have extremely expensive clothing. And she
Knowledge
says,
nobility?
sure.
Same here.
Yeah, you have no idea who this is. She's
It
probably
Damn it!
Taldan, given her skin, but
is. Let me do a check real quick. I get plus
okay.
thing, plus thing. Is it pie related, noble, or no?
No. It's
I was
Taldan.
gonna say Runescar.
So you definitely recognize that she's from one of the coastal villages in Taldor. You're not really sure which particular one, but they do have a strong tradition, and they all braid their hair in the same way, which she
Yeah.
has.
Does she remind me of Runescar?
No,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
she's not one of the Runescars.
Okay.
She says, well, let me tell you, Sir Elf. I will tell you of my journey so you can write it down and tell everyone how friggin' fabulous it is. I was minding my own business until one day Besmara decided to give me these clerical powers. And I was like, oh my god, Melissa, like, I can't believe I can heal people now and do some friggin' stuff. And then, without my permission, it turns out I have to start on this magical journey. I could not stop throwing up salt water until I got into a rowboat. All of the clerics of Besmara apparently go through this process. You all have to find the nearest rowboat and then row our way from wherever we are in the world all the way to... Where is it? It'd be better if I had this prepared, but I don't have it. There we are. Besmara's throne. And present ourselves to the High Priestess at the Holy Isle. Perhaps you've met other clerics of Besmara who had to go through a similar ritual.
I haven't.
Either way, I can't get out of this frickin' rowboat without throwing up salt water all over the frickin' place.
So, do you want to pay us to take you there to get faster?
I can't
and
get out of the rowboat.
we could tie you to we could tow the robot to the ship.
Somehow I'm thinking Besmara will probably smite you for that.
Yeah. She has to row it, and she is a cleric of Bismara. We're going to help her. We're going to do everything we can. I'm a follower
Okay.
of Bismara. I kind of have to.
So when you come down, do you mention your followers, Besmara?
Yes.
Look at the hat.
So she offers to perform the seawater ceremony for you, where you get anointed with seawater.
Yep.
And she's like, adventure, excitement, these things you crave, Bismara shall grant them to you. Thank you for your blessings. Your communion with the god has been received. All hail the Pirate Queen. And you feel a little better, actually. You're like, man, that ale today, I'm tasting it in the back of my throat right now. It tastes a little better. And after all the ceremony's done, she like blesses everyone that wants it and goes through the adventure excitement speech. Clinton comes up on deck and says, Captain, I found this barrel of stout dwarven lager. Apparently it had been logged as biscuits, but it's completely full of alcohol.
We are
And,
following
Robin
her
says-
wherever she's going.
Robin
she's got
says
a
the
got a
Lord works
ship
in
escort.
mysterious ways and throws salt water on your boat and is like, I shall now depart. Friggin' hip hip hooray. And
Yeah,
sets her
we'll
little tattered sail and starts trying to push away from you with like an oar.
well, hey, wait, hang on. We have a ship's carpenter. We have repair stuff on board.
You do, but you no longer have a ship's repairman.
I have to lay a level to fix it.
That was nobody.
Okay. Um, can we
have
cob her
women's
together? Make sure she got plenty of supplies and clothing.
You could have someone make
Yes.
her sail.
Have someone make her a decent sail. Make sure she's got spare oars.
Ooh, question. Someone at the island, did they have craft ships?
Nope.
So
Yeah, I
if
don't
you're
think-
going to do this, you need to mark down that whenever you take port, you're going to need to replace 60 gold pieces worth of repair materials.
I'll take it out of my pocket.
Okay. All right, so you
We'll
offer
put that
her
on
those,
Scourge's personal.
and she hands you over a wooden holy symbol of Besmara and says, she like starts crying. She's like, no one has been this nice to me during the journey. It's been terrible with rough men. Only my clerical powers has protected me from the thugs that I have encountered. It's been a terrifying journey, and when I am a priestess of Besmara, I will remember your kindness. What is your name, sir?
Sifri will tell her his real name,
Okay.
and I'm known as Scourge.
She says, I will make sure that your name is remembered throughout the halls of the priestesses and the priests, and that Besmara herself knows to echo your name when she drinks at the table. You guys can make a
Wow.
knowledge religion about the drinking at the table part, because it's actually kind of important.
I don't have that.
Oh, Alaris. Okay. There's a table in Port Peril where the pirate lords meet. At one end is a seat for the Hurricane King, and on the other end is an enormous seat where the avatar of Besmara occasionally shows up and just drinks with people and is like, hey, go on this holy quest for me. Or, hey, let's go raid the plane of water. So, like,
That's just
drinking at the table, when Besmara shows up and speaks your name, she's speaking it to all the pirate lords, so, having her mention you at the table is a big deal.
nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll make sure she's got a cob together shelter to protect her from the sun, clothes, supplies, sail, whatever she needs. I'll pay for it all out of my pocket. So, and send her on her way, I guess.
yeah, sir. Are you allowed to serve two gods?
She says, remember the story of Yui. No man can serve two masters. A million lives are not enough for Yui.
Not in my heads.
Yeah. All right.
So she must be on her way, I guess. And I give her directions on, hey, and also I give her one of my maps out of my library and direct her.
Alright, so you give her some charts and she's like, excellent, once I get to Kent it'll be but a short travel to Bismarck's throne, perhaps a week or so.
Just be careful, my lady. It's rough out here.
No kidding.
She starts laughing hysterically.
You have no idea.
From the stomach. And as she does, like, the wind catches both of your guys' sails. And it seems odd that both of your sails are fully full, even though your ships are heading in different directions.
Yep.
I'm going to take off 5 gold now to replace the maps I gave her, so I don't have to worry about it later. It's one of those things that eventually I have to do, but I'm probably going to forget.
So
all right.
This alcohol, by the way, this is Dwarven Stout Lager. If you drink it, you get drunk but no hangover.
Move that to my cabin and nail the lid shut. That's for special occasions and special people. That'll be a treat for anybody that sees particular favor in the captain's eye.
Regular ale for the you others.
I guess I should say Commodore since we have a
Commander, yes. We have an interesting ranking system happening.
Well, we don't have to do that now because we have a year to worry about it. So
you see me kind of sweating like I didn't want to get married to her anyway.
As
all right.
you pass around the Dahak Islands, so right when you're coming around to Jeopardy Bay.
Oh dear.
You encounter like a ship at sea it's kind of like foundering right now. It looks like it's been holed through, and they're putting up sailing flags, and you guys have seen it enough by now. It's like, please stop, request assistance, need boarding.
Shall we?
So they're like their sails are gone. Like there's just smoking remnants.
Okay, so this is not something they could fake.
This is not an obvious trap.
All right.
Like there are actual holes in the side of the ship. It's taking on water pretty rapidly.
All right. Yeah, we'll heal over.
Okay.
As close to them
so
as
you
we
pull
can.
up next to them. They seem to be repairing the ship in good order. The captain, who's a half-orc, comes over to the side of the deck and says, "Hail the ship. Who are you all?"
Hail the ship. Captain Commodore Scourge and the Silver Dolphin.
Shining Dolphin.
Shiny Dolphin.
Shiny
I've heard
Dolphin?
this name. You're spoken of in interesting ways.
Now, that was very politic of you. Thank you.
I heard you recently died.
Yes, that is true.
He seems like he's trying to make a jest with you. And then he says, if you have any spare sail, or could lend us a few hours of aid, we would appreciate it. Or perhaps you could take our passenger off board. We have a commission from a village from down south. Needs to get him to Port Peril as quickly as possible. He's on a quest from his god.
Really? Man, the gods are active this week.
Indeed.
We'll happily render aid, right, guys?
Yeah,
Anybody?
sure.
So they bring
Okay.
the passenger
Sure.
up on deck. Scourge, you actually recognize this guy.
Do I need
His
my
eyes have been cut out, like damaged horribly. This is one of the guys from that Gosrin village where you stole all of their shit during the middle of a ceremony. You thought you killed him, and he's like, "Oh, good graciousness. Oh, could you please take me to Port Peril? I am seeking vengeance against those who have wronged my village. There are a group of violent thug pirates who do not respect the laws of Gazra, who attacked my village, and I am looking to find men who will rise up in the name of Gazra and smite these heathen unbelievers."
Oh yeah, bring him on board. We'll take good care of him.
So the captain says, "Of course. We'll pay you 100 gold and take 50 gold pieces worth of sail off you in the process. And that should be enough to let us limp to Port Peril."
Sure.
And so he transfers the man on board. His name is Kimri, and he is the lowest ranking clergyman of Gazra in his village. And, he's just doddering around. He was kind of old to begin with, and now he's been crippled blind. He's also been burned.
All right.
He's just like, "Oh, thank you. You all seem like a very nice set of young men. If you could just help me onto your ship right there. I don't want to miss a step and fall in. You know how it is."
I'll assign a crewman to make sure he stays safe while he's on board. Meeting in the captain's quarters. So, Dom, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you had a spinning wheel again, so I wasn't sure if you're still with us.
Curses. Give me a sec.
I don't think we really want to continue to irritate Gazra by just murder hoboing this guy. But maybe we can get back a little bit of Gazra karma. Any ideas?
So you could roll a knowledge religion on something like this.
Sure.
My guess is to, if we were to pay for a heal on him, and then send him back. But I will roll a knowledge and religion.
Which is going to cost us more than the plunder we got from his village.
Okay. So your knowledge religion about Gazra is that he's like Old Testament Yahweh.
Mighty
right?
God, yeah.
He's like pillars of motherfucking salt and shit. He's all about you don't request things from Gazra. You pray to him that he does not aid your enemies. He is a vengeful, natural god who puts all things in balance.
I kind of shrug my shoulder. Sounds petty. Coming from the Callistia worshiper.
So this guy wants to bring a holy damnation upon his perpetrators.
Yeah.
So
well, technically,
we have two options. We can, leave him at the port and leave him to his own way, or we could, pull the weed before it becomes too noxious.
You could help him for that first step off the ship.
I say leave them be because the fact if they come with clerics and gods want to fight us, that's more loot for us when we kick their butt.
Just saying. How many times do we want to tweak an actual deity?
No, if they come after us, it's not our fault. But if we could kill this guy in cold murder, yeah, I'm pretty sure that dude's gonna be pissed off.
Yeah.
How about we just leave him on the dock to fend for himself?
Tweak the nose.
All
No.
you guys up on deck shaking your butt at Gazra.
No.
Yeah.
How many times do we want to tweak the nose of an actual deity? Killing off their people's one thing. Killing a cleric, yeah, we're in all just nonstop hell for the rest of our existence. So I don't want to do that. So maybe we can do some good to this guy, pat him on the shoulder and send him on his way with some misinformation.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or how about we just leave him on the dock and send him on his way as nature intended? Let nature take its course.
Well, no. I want to send him on his way. I want to put him in town, heal him up, make sure he's fed, and send him on with goodwill. But I want to send him on with some misinformation, so he's looking for not us.
Yep. Well, be right back. I'm about to grab my chicken.
Okay.
Well, how many times have we changed ships since? How many times have we changed ships since then?
Twice.
At least twice, yeah.
And how many of the
turnover?
And a complete crew turnover, and the
Scourge
captain
is the only original member.
Oh wow, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
You were the only person that was there for that.
Okay.
And you're the guy that stabbed this dude in the face.
And I have a different name. I wasn't Scourge then. That was before we got our...
Nope, that was Scourge time.
No, that was actually after. That's right, because we had to get the ship.
Yep.
Okay.
So, what do you think? Do you want to... what type of misinformation would you give them?
The whole
you can
crew
tell
except
them
for me.
You could basically tell them that that the people that they dealt with have passed and gone, and that Gazra has already taken his vengeance.
Well, we know for a fact that they were killed. I mean, I'm the only surviving one, and I can...
Isn't this Kamakuri's specialty?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
I can feed him all the lies you want.
Yeah. Just list off all the folks on that ship that are dead, and the crews spread across the waters on other ships. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I think feeding the information that the will of the god has already happened, I think, is going to what he wants to hear. Therefore, will make it more believable.
Yep. And he just came here to find out that it was already done.
Guzzler's work is done, brother. You can rest.
It'd be even better if we could bribe a priest in town to tell him he go back home. All right. Now the second problem, we're not going into town. How are we going to get him there?
Well, Aces and I are. I suppose you can come along.
I mean, we could put you guys in a rowboat and tow him in the boat.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Well, Aces and I, disguised.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it. That'll be a good excuse for you guys to have to be in town anyway, so. All right, so we'll park in a cove a little ways around and put you guys in. Well, hello, cat. Put you guys in a boat and let y'all go in town and take care of your stuff there, and you just drop him off. Does that sound all right? Yes, no? Anybody?
Yeah, do we
Oh, we
sell
lost
any
Arthur.
plunder?
Not unless we take the boat in. Plunder's probably too big to fit in a rowboat.
All right.
I don't know. We can get a ruling from Arthur, but I don't think he's going to be back for just a minute.
If we lost Arthur, what's happening with the stream?
I only
There he
sent it
goes.
away very shortly to get the cat's shark costume, so I can prepare for tonight's random encounter where cat shark riders.
Here. More cat. More cat better.
Stream is all about cats.
And give you an angry cat face to go with it.
So mad.
He's pissed off.
He looks chill as fuck, actually, to me.
He is. He's a super laid-back cat. Unless he hears a noise, and he's gone.
So viewer Jim has to say, I find the roleplay more interesting than the murder.
Yes, we do too. Thank you very much.
So let's finish
I don't
out
know,
the
comic
planning here.
could go either way.
So what was the plan now?
You, in some sort of swimming form, tow a rowboat into the harbor with not Kamakiri and our Gazara priest in it, and Kamakiri spend some time feeding this guy misinformation about the fate of the crew that attacked his.
Or for
Guzzler's will has been done, brother.
and on top of that, on Kamakiri's debt, you know, if there was supposed to be some butts delivered, he could just deliver that guy's butts to say, "Here's the butt."
Booty, rocket everywhere.
Oh, that's just...
What'd be even better was if we could deliver a fake Kamakiri and get the reward ourselves.
better. Disguise him as Kamakiri and deliver his butt.
No, then we're killing a priest of Gazara again. I just don't want to go down that.
Correction, I'm killing a priest of Gazra then.
No. Do not want to go tweaking the nose of a deity. I actually walk around and do stuff here, you know? It's not... No.
True.
I don't know if... I mean, he would actually be... I don't know if he'd actually be killed. He would just be imprisoned, correct?
Before you go through with this line of thinking, how do you pass off an old blind man as Kamakiri?
Yeah.
They're really great disguise.
With a natural 20 on a disguise check.
Yeah, I don't think I have that many ranks in disguise.
Yeah. Okay.
That brings a better question. I kind of want to be Kamakiri in Port Peril at some point, or at least not have to bother with the disguise every time I come over.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, part of the reason you guys are going is to pay off the bounty, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, as long as you don't do anything else next time we're here.
I'm pretty sure if we pay the orc enough money, he'll leave us alone because he likes the money.
Yeah, we don't have enough money for us now, much less to pay off a guy who owns his own fleet and is in charge of half a town. You know?
True.
All right, so let's get on with it.
Shark
Let's
cat.